My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of all 5 seasons of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And this video will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But this is a show I like fine enough. It has great seasons, and it has not great seasons. So let's rank them, beginning with the worst season, and it's season 3. I will begin talking about what I did like, and Zachary Levi is in one scene here, and he nails it. He gives such a great performance, and the character of Benjamin is so well written, but I hate how they did him so dirty. It's moments like this that make me really hate Miriam, because she was offered to him, and that the show never really holds her accountable, and we just see her screw over these guys, and she just becomes unlikable. I used to root for her, but I turned on her in this season. And I didn't like the main plot with Shy Baldwin. I found it to be very lacking. And it's trying to end on a devastating note, but Miriam deserved everything that came her way. And then I didn't like Archie and Imogene's subplot. We already get the ideas the show is going for. You don't need to beat us over the head with it. Abe and Rose just added nothing for me here. They really annoyed me. And then we got the Susie subplot with Sophie, and it just amounted to nothing, and I wish they used it as an opportunity to cause division between Midge and Susie. It could have made for some more compelling character work, but they refused to do even that. So it's a giant drop in quality from the first 2 seasons, but it's just at the point where it feels like the show is completely aimless. Every character is just going through the same stuff time and time again, and it just lost lots of momentum. Even Joel has almost nothing to do this season. And the politics are so in your face, there's no nuance, there's no subtle writing, and yeah, this season just did not work for me in any way, so that's why it's the worst one. The second worst season is season 4. Look, I love the direction in this show. It can be very funny and really charming. And I do like Jackie's death in this season. It does actually have some weight behind it. But I hated the main plot of Miriam working at a strip club. It just felt so pointless. And the show tries to look down on it without looking down on it. So then it just feels very messy. Joel has nothing to do, and I hated his relationship with May. And I hate how this show views her pregnancy as something so terrible. It's just some pessimism and some really awful writing there. She's about to bring a baby in the world, and all she cares about is her career. I also hated the subplot with Walls and the matchmakers. That was really terrible. And yeah, it has its moments here and there, but overall, this season was just very flat. Better than season 3, but not by much. The middle season, the third best and the third worst, is season 5, the latest one. As an individual season, I like this. I like Miriam getting a job at the Golden Ford show, trying to catch her big break. And I like the focus on her and Susie's friendship. But it just felt very unsatisfying as the final season. I felt like they got close to greatness and then they pulled back every opportunity. They almost held Miriam accountable. They almost highlighted how much she screwed up her kids. they almost did this and that and this, but then they just didn't. And it tries to be a happy ending where she's successful and Joel's in jail, but she still has Susie, and I'm just not on this show's wavelengths. I think it's a very depressing ending, and I wish they leaned into that. I also didn't really like her final stand-up. I thought it was way too preachy. But hearing Gordon call her the marvelous Mrs. Maisel was very satisfying, and the direction is once again great, and there are some hilarious moments here. And then we get to the second best season, and it's season 1. The first time we met these characters, and man, looking back, it's just weird to think about how Joel was this insecure, slimy piece of shit. How Miriam was just getting started as a comic. How Susie and Midge didn't like each other all that much at first. And it's just, when you look back, you just realize how far these characters have come, and it's all because of the foundation laid here. It has a very strong story. I think it's very funny. The direction is incredible. It's charming, and it's so well directed. And this was the first time we got to meet and experience these characters. And Rachel Brosnahan really stood out in this first season. Alex Borstein was really great. Michael Zegan was really great. Tony Shalhoub is fantastic here. Just looking back, everything about this first season felt so fresh and felt so new. And you kind of forget that when you watch a show for so long, just how different a show was at the start. And yeah, it's a season I do really enjoy, and that's why it's my second favorite. But my favorite season is season 2. The direction in this season is on a whole other level. The production design, the cinematography, the costumes, it's just all pitch perfect. There's a scene where the characters are dancing, and it's so well choreographed and it's so well written. There's a scene focusing on a house outside that is so smartly written. Like, the writing and the direction here were just top notch, and it manages to be hilarious and charming. And you've got this great character of Benjamin, played perfectly by Zachary Levi. He could have come across as a very douchey character, but he doesn't. He's sweet, he's understanding, and he tries to be his best for Miriam. And I love how you also got Joel's redemption, and you really buy into that. And the choice between these two guys, there's no clear right or wrong pick. And I really thought that was a great decision. I think this season is hilarious. It takes everything from the first season and evolves it perfectly. I love that one episode where she meets the one artist. That was really great. And yeah, like, this season just, I think it's near perfection. It is this show at its very best, and it never got close to this level again. It raised the bar up so high that might have hurt it in the long run, to be honest. But man, I love this season. But what is your ranking of the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel seasons? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.